launch. Also, we've got guests. Maria has guests here. My sister Fran has guests here. Felicia has guests. Verdita as well as Juanita have guests. And I'm excited for you to hear about this opportunity. When I heard about it, and you'll hear more about a testimony later on, I really saw that this is a transformational product and the business is in the right life cycle, which really interested me. And it's an opportunity to really build financial freedom and have a really secure retirement and make a difference for hundreds and thousands of people. So tonight, we have, who's going to lead our program tonight, it's Verdita Monk. Verdita is educated as an engineer. She worked professionally as an engineer. Then she had a second career and went back to school, and she became a luxury interior designer, not a decorator, but a designer. And along the way, she really took on developing herself as somebody who knows how to build and coach large teams, and she has a track record in that. So it is really my pleasure to introduce Verdita Monk, who's going to give us an overview of this product that I think is absolutely changing lives and the business. Verdita Monk.
Well, thank you so much, Marjorie, for that just awesome introduction. I want to let you know now I'm having some internet connection, so I hope I can get through this. And once again, I just want to ask everyone if you will stop your videos because we are recording. Thank you so much. But Marjorie and Felicia and Brock and Flint, you all have all gotten together to you know, just share some powerful information with the people that you've invited to the call. And I know that you all know them as very sincere people when it comes to helping people with their careers, helping people with their goals. And so what better way to do that than to introduce something as amazing as what you're about to hear. You will see what I mean momentarily, but you know, Marjorie told you a little bit about me, but I also want you to know why I am here with this information about this stem cell technology that you may have been told about. And that is the way it happened. We were, you know, introduced by a friend of ours who told us, you know, you've got to, you know, I've got to meet you because I need to tell you about this patch. You know, I got to give you some of these patches. And lo and behold, we met him and we were literally on our way out of town. And we had seen some information similar to what you're going to hear tonight. We heard some of the most powerful testimonies that were just life-changing. And in my mind, in my husband's mind, we just saw how we could help so many people, and it just touched us so much. And that's why we decided to make this a ministry. This is just an opportunity to just spread the word all over the world. And that's why we embrace inviting other people to hear the information, because you know more people than we do. This is just that important, that it's something that has to be passed on, not kept to ourselves. So let me do this. I need Juanita, I have made you as a co-host. So every time someone is getting on a call, can you just admit them? All right, thank you so much. And so what we did that night, we went and put this patch on. Now, in our mind, we were thinking, okay, we don't have anything wrong. We don't take any medications. We are not having any type of pain. And that's not what the patch was all about. The patch was really about finding what your body needs. The patch is very intelligent, but we didn't know that at the time. We just figured we didn't need it. And so the first night when we're in the patch, my husband, who has been snoring with a chronic snore for over 10 years, the kind of snore where you cough and choke and all those kinds of things. And it was very, very annoying and also very scary. That first night, he did not snore anymore. That was November the 11th of 2022. It blew my mind. I mean, you know, it just blew me away what had happened, because who thinks of that? Who even thinks something like that would happen, especially in one day? So you're going to hear some things that are, you know, kind of mind-blowing like that to you. It's going to be mind-blowing when you hear them tonight. And so I'm just going to go ahead and get right on into it. And so we won't lose any more time. All right. Now, again, the question of the hour is this: have you been patched? We're talking about a tiny little patch like you see on this lady's arm here. It's about the size of a quarter. It's thin like a Band-Aid, and you know, kind of cute, doesn't stick out and poke out like you might think a patch would do. But this patch is going to elevate you. It's going to reactivate the stem cells in your body, and it's going to regenerate you. And you're just going to feel like $1,000,000 when you wear this patch. Now, why would you be interested in this particular patch? Is called the X39 stem cell patch. Why would you be interested in a patch? Let me tell you why most people are interested in stem cell technology. It's situations that are so you know, difficult, so painful, so chronic, and they're willing to pay anything or do anything to get rid of that situation. Can you imagine someone with Alzheimer's, if their daughter or son, you know, if they had all the money in the world and they knew that a stem cell injection would get rid of that Alzheimer's, they would do it. Or if they have their child has autism or something like that, I know people that have gone all out of the way to get stem cell injections. Here's the problem, several problems with stem cell injections. First of all, they're very expensive. Secondly, they may not work. They may be only about 30% effective. We don't ever know what's going to happen with those. We've heard some horror stories about it. And then one thing else about it, the insurance doesn't cover it, and you have to keep going back to get more. I mean, you don't even last for a little while. You have to keep going back. Most people cannot endure that. Most people cannot afford that. So that's why we recommend the stem cell patch, because you're going to learn more about it. Now, here's something that's educational. Most people don't realize that by the time they're 30 years old, half of their stem cells are gone. And then by the time they're age 60, almost all of them are gone. And this is why, you know, like they call it aging. This is why as we get older, maybe we start getting dementia. We start getting all types of aches and pains. Give me 1 second, because I've got to mute people. People are coming on making noise. Okay, I apologize. That's the kind of thing that kind of distracts me a little bit. But as we get older, we start having all these aches and pains and different things going on in our body. And that's because our stem cells are dying. They're going dormant. They stay in our body, but they're just not working anymore. And so that's why this is important. Now, how does this patch work? Well, the patch is made of nanocrystals. It's non-invasive. Nothing goes into your body. But what does happen is a process called photobiomodulation, where the crystals in the patch reflect off of the light and heat of your body. And when that happens, that elevates the copper peptides that you already have in your body. Now, a scientist named Lauren Bacard years ago proved that the copper peptides in your body, if the higher the level of copper peptides in your body, the higher chance of your stem cells being reactivated. So we knew this was possible, but they didn't think anyone could do it. Literally, they said no one could do it. And so the copper peptide that we're particularly referring to at this time is called the GHK copper peptide, the holy grail of anti-aging. That's the copper peptide we're elevating, and in turn, it's going to reactivate our own stem cells. Now, when this stem cell patch came about in 2021, the company offered it Life International was it's now a 19-year-old company, but when it came about in 2021, the company all of a sudden exploded. The company was averaging for the first 20 years or first 17 years, somewhere in that neighborhood. It was doing about 20 million a year and exploded to over 280 million in the last 2 years. That's a huge jump. You know, look at this growth curve, how it starts flat and then it just jumps up. And then it spread to all over the world, and now it's in over 75 countries. So that is really, really impressive. And it's all because of the stem cell patch. Remember, I told you they said no one could ever do that. Well, here's the gentleman, David Schmidt, who was able to do that. And that's because he's literally a genius. He's very brilliant. I mean, this is something that he's very passionate about. See, over 20 years ago, he was commissioned by the federal government to create something for the Navy SEALs on a project that they were working on. And they were supposed to stay energized for over 36 hours at a time. They're going to be underwater. And, you know, it took them 3 years to come up with that technology. We call it a technology, and it has a frequency in the patch. but nothing goes in the body. But anyway, now 3 years ago, it took him 10 years to come up with this X39 patch. Now he has over 130 patents. He's a 2-time recipient of the Advanced Technology Award of the International Hall of Fame. And I mean, he really, his goal is to spread this all over the world. His main thing is he wants to help people. And you know, it may be kind of hard to believe, because a lot of people do things for money, and that is not him at all. Because literally, I'm going to tell you something about this patch. This is about the price of a cup of coffee. And so a month supply, you can get it for $100. But he said it's really valued at about $400 for a 30-day supply. So that just shows you where his heart is. So this is patented. No one can market this except for LifeWave, right? Now, how do you wear the patch? Well, this diagram would demonstrate that you put it behind your neck on the C7 vertebrae on the back of your neck, where when you bend your head forward, the one that pops up, that's the C7, or below the belly button. And but there was all these case studies. Remember, I told you it took 10 years to come up with this patent and this technology. Well, there were 80 case studies, and in these case studies, it needs to be consistent so that you can prove that that it works. So these are the 2 places that they put the patch. But you can literally put it anywhere on your body. You want to wear it 12 hours on, 12 hours off, allow your body to repair and rejuvenate, and, you know, just throw it away. And then the next morning, let's say if you started at 8 in the morning, take it off at 8 at night. And the next morning, which is 8 in the morning, do it again, put it back on, drink plenty of water, because you want to flush the toxins out of your body. Okay. Now, here is some of the things that you may experience. You know, when I told you, when we first heard about this patch, we went to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where my husband is from. And his mother, who was 92 years old, was rubbing her knee. And that was my first time in person seeing a person who was in excruciating pain. And she had been like this for 2 years. The doctor would give her medication and you know, rubbing, you know, ointments and things like that, but never really seemed to help, according to her. We put this patch on only because we saw what it did for other people. And we said, let's try it. So we put the patch on her knee. She went to bed. And all I know is the next morning she woke up and said all the pain was gone. We were there for 6 days, and we continued to patch her for 6 days, because Ken Robinson gave us a 30-day supply. he loaned us, rather, a 30-day supply, and we had enough to patch her and a few other relatives. So I saw that firsthand. It reduces inflammation. You know, inflammation is a cause of many diseases and ailments in our body. Supports wound healing, increases energy and vitality, and mental clarity. Those are my 2 favorites, because, you know, I do a lot and I have to stay focused. And I noticed I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't. I mean, I used to be just tired during the middle of the day, but that doesn't happen anymore. Enhances sports performance, faster recovery from exercise. Many athletes really like this product because they have to perform, improve skin appearance. So I want to say this, that this patch does not heal, cure, mitigate anything. This is simply something that has crystals in it and has a frequency in it that allows your body to elevate. It reflects off the light of your body, reflects off of the light of your body, elevates the copper peptides, and that in turn reactivates the stem cells. Now, you may want to equate that process to something like when you go out in the sun. You know, there's no vitamin D floating through the air, but yet the sunlight elevates the copper, the vitamin D in your body. That's what happens with the patch. It doesn't put anything in your body. So therefore, it cannot interfere with the medication that you're taking or anything. I just talked to someone yesterday who ran this by their doctor because they wanted to make sure it was not going to affect them. The doctor went to the computer. They told him to go to startx39.com, went to the computer, looked it up, and says, oh, this can't hurt you at all. Matter of fact, I highly encourage you to continue to use this. Matter of fact, I might need some of this, you know? And so doctors love it. Matter of fact, most of the people that were in our company for the first 17 years were physicians and clinicians. And so here's a topography graph that demonstrates what happened to a 77-year-old woman who put the patch on the back of her neck. They took a topography graph of her brain. And what they noticed was this orange area represents inflammation. 3 weeks later, the inflammation was gone. Remember, inflammation causes a lot of problems in our body, but the inflammation was gone. The light blue area represents the stem cell activity that started taking place. And in session 3 weeks later, almost all of this represents stem cell activity. So she went from all this inflammation to a more vibrant life. Okay. So now I told you about the case studies. I told you there were over 80 case studies. Look what happened, what actually happened in these case studies. The first few days, over 4,000 genes begin to reset. Now that's phenomenal, because do you realize that one of the things you hear about red wine in particular, they say it increases your longevity because it's good for you, because it has resveratrol in it. Do you realize that only 2 genes are reset with that process? Whereas with this patch, within just a few days, over 4,000 genes begin to reset. That is phenomenal. And then within 6 weeks, the brain became balanced. I just showed you that chart. And why do people have issues like PTSD, anxiety, and depression? Is because their brain is in balance and has a lot of inflammation in it. Within 3 months, the collagen in our skin begins to increase. That's what the collagen helps with wrinkles. So it decreases the wrinkles, help with hair growth, increase the structural integrity of your skeletal system and your muscular system. That's really important as we get older, because, you know, as we get older, our bones are getting dense or less dense. And if we fall and crack our bones, we're in a big mess. So that's very important. And that started happening in 3 months. See, it takes about 7 years for the whole muscular system and the skeletal system to rebuild itself, but we're able to see that happen in 3 months. Within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. And a recent study, 14 out of 15 people lowered their vascular age by an average of 8 years just after the wearing the patch for 6 months. Now, I'd like to share a quick story of a friend of mine who's diabetic, and he started wearing the patch. He was taking 4 insulin shots per day because his numbers were up there in the high 300s. After just wearing the patch for about 3 days, he noticed that he didn't have to take insulin shots anymore, because you take it when you need it. And he said that since November, he may have taken an insulin shot 2 or 3 times, but not really anymore. But here's what happened to him 3 years ago. Because, you know, people that are diabetic, sometimes you hear about them having strokes. Well, that's what happened to him. He had a stroke, and it left him paralyzed on his complete left side. He couldn't eat, he couldn't walk, he couldn't swallow, he couldn't do anything. And so he was on 24-hour care for a very long time. So they would not let him leave the hospital without a pacemaker in his heart. This is 3 years later in November. In this past November, he started wearing the patch. He had just gone to the cardiologist, and he was going every 6 weeks. When he went back to the cardiologist in January, he said, "I got great news for you. Your heart is operating on its own. It is not relying on the pacemaker. What are you doing?" So he told him about the patch. He said, "Keep doing it. I'll see you next year, next January." Isn't that amazing? Who would have thought that? So the cells in our heart, the cells in every organ of our body is being reactivated and is being reversed and making us young, you guys. So this is very, very exciting. Now, there's no way I can cover every detail about this patch tonight. It's a very simple phenomenon, but it's very complicated and it's a lot of information. Those 80 case studies that I was telling you about, those reviews are on Start X39. Also, all kinds of doctors' reviews, video testimonials, everything you want to hear about or know about is on that website. Now, here's just a visual, just demonstrating what I said earlier about wound healing. Look at what happened to this lady, of this scar that was on her face, and 21 days later, it's much less pronounced. Here's another lady who wore the patch for about a year, and her skin started getting smooth, and wrinkles started going away, eyes become lifted, eyebrows lifted, and all that. Here's a man who was halfway bald, and his hair started growing back. And so that's just some of the things that you're gonna, notice that could happen to you as well. Now, what this is my favorite part of this evening. We try not to keep you too long. So, but we definitely, I know you're about to get excited because we've got some people on here right now that have some phenomenal testimonies, and we want you to hear from them so you can see, what we are saying about this. So the first person I'd like to call on is one of the hosts for the evening. That is, his name is Flint. Flint, if you can unmute yourself and share your video so we can hear your testimony.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Great.
Uh, I am Flint. Hey, thank you, Berdita, for your time and sharing your story. I have been wearing the patch for 3 days now, and I am simply seeking something. I don't know what I'm looking for, and like Berdita said, you it's gonna react differently. But what I am noticing is my memory. My memory is a lot better. Within the 3 days, I am noticing that I may be off thinking about something else, but then something will pop in my mind as, oh, you make sure you got to do this, you got to do this. And I am a busy person. Like I was telling Felicia earlier, just got home from football practice. I coached at a local high school. I run a gym. I help in the community and my county. So I am busy, but in that, trying to stay on top of things is a hassle for me at times. But noticing that I am remembering the small little details more often than having to reflect on some business papers or something that I have written down is I don't know, it's a good feeling, right? Because you're like, oh, it's working. I feel it. It's working. It's working for me. I'm only 3 days in, but I am excited about what's to come. I will say that I jumped out on this opportunity simply because I spoke with Felicia and she was telling me about her testimony. And I ultimately thought about my mom. My mom has a lot of health issues going on, and she's been up and down when it comes down to it. And I know I have young children, and I want my mom to see my children grow up, right? I want my mom to be around as long as possible. And if this is something that is going to help her to have more longevity and have more like positive days and negative, and have her to be more healthy, I'm willing to do that, right? So with me going out and learning and developing better relationships and hearing more stories, something like Brigida, Felicia, or anyone else who's going to share, I would hope that this is able to help change lives and change the world also.
Well, wow, Flint, I really, really appreciate your perspective on that. I'm glad you're already seeing how phenomenal the product is. I mean, you're a healthy looking person. I'm pretty sure you're coaching and everything. You got to be in good health. But so that just lets you know that everybody is seeing something. So thanks for sharing that. And thanks for being willing to help us spread the word. I'm glad you caught the vision real early on. Thanks a lot. All right,
Thank
the
you.
next person we're going to bring on is Marjorie. I know that Marjorie has a phenomenal testimony. She can't wait to share it with you.
Thank you, Ferdita. And also I want to welcome Maria's guests here. I neglected that earlier. Maria's got several guests here. Maria Sangria. Okay, so here I am. It's last month. I'm so excited. I've been planning on this trip. I'm in Paris and I'm at the train station and it's 40 steps down, a long walk, 40 steps up, and my knee is killing me. Now, this is an issue that I've had for 12 years. So I've been to acupuncturists, chiropractors. They said, oh, no, use this tape. It's this some kind of tape that a chiropractor uses. Oh, no, that won't fix it. Well, you'd go to water aerobics, do this, do that. Nothing worked. So then when, Felicia tried these patches, 3 days later, I thought, I'll try a patch. We were at the Dave Matthews concert a little over 2 weeks ago. And normally I go down a stair, right leg, holding onto the rail, going down like I'm 99 years old. And I walked down the step, left, right. And I was like, what? And I was waiting. And then the next day I thought, I'm not so sure. So I put in a pair of Skechers, which is guaranteed to cause knee pain for a long walk. And I haven't had knee pain since. So I know there is a power, It absolutely, I think is really remarkable. When I said it's a transformational health product or transformational wellness product, I absolutely think it is. Last little tiny testimony is when I was a teenager, I developed varicose veins in my lower right leg, only my lower right leg. And I was an athlete, a tennis player. No one knew why. Go to this specialist, get on blood thinners, do this, do this, do this, do this. I've had it for 47 years. They're about 65% gone. And that's it for Dita.
Wow. Margie, that's only been 3 weeks now, you say? Is that only
Not
3
even
weeks?
2 weeks.
Oh my God. Well, listen, first of all, your testimony is phenomenal. I know somebody else that I see on this call that experienced the same thing as you. She could not go down the stairs once. She had to always go one step at a time and both feet at it, whatever you said. But I mean, we heard what you said, but I'm telling you, it's just amazing. And it's just, it just amazes us every time we hear something like this. So thank you for your powerful testimony, Marjorie. And Marjorie referred to someone named Felicia, who's also on the call. And once again, another testimony. Come on, Felicia, and share your testimony.
Hi, everybody. Great to be with you tonight. Yeah, so I was on that trip with Margie in France, and leading up to that vacation, I took on a massive transformation. I was diagnosed with MS back 20 something years ago, and I have tried so many things. I can't, we don't have time for all that. But back in May of 2022, I had gotten up to 215 pounds, and it was like, okay, this is just not how this is going to go. So I lost the weight, and then I went to PT, and I went to exercise and been doing Zumba and walking on average 4 to 5 miles a day, because my hips, my legs, I've had problems with my legs ever since I was diagnosed with MS. And then they told me that I have arthritis, and I'm like, okay, I am not just walking, over to the orthopedic and getting the hip replacement right away. I've heard about stem cell. That's what I'm gonna do. If all of this exercise doesn't do it, I'm doing that. When I got back from France and I could barely walk, I called Juanita and I said, okay, tell me about that thing. And I was blown away when I was holding my breath, waiting for her to tell me how much this was going to cost, because the stem cell injection therapy that I was looking at doing was going to cost me about $20,000 to $23,000. So I just so when she told me it was going to cost me like $150 just to start, I was like, where are you? Like, I'm coming. And so it's only been like 2 weeks and 3 days for me. And right away, like my skin on the 3rd day, I was like, wow, that's so odd. It just, the texture of my skin started changing, looking younger. And then the elasticity in my hands, started feeling different. And then I noticed my sleep patterns. I've tracked my sleep. I've dealt with chronic fatigue. That's been one of the biggest issues, is chronic fatigue. It just don't sleep, like living in this twilight zone all the time. And I noticed that my deep sleep, my REM and my deep sleep numbers went up about 20% right away. And then when I'm awake, I'm actually awake. Like I haven't been this awake since I think I was 20 something. And then, but I wanted to make a difference with the arthritis thing. Well, the inflammation in my body disappeared about 1 week in, around my knee especially, and the knee pain disappeared. And then over this last week, that hip has been getting a little bit better and a little bit better every week. And usually when I go to Zumba, this is what I hear in my head is 1, 2, 3, 4, ow, ow, ow. 1, 2, 3, 4, ow, ow, ow. And today, for the first time, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can actually move to the right and it not hurt anymore. I'm just blown away. I am blown away at all the differences it's making. So that's my 2-week report, Verdita.
Well, Felicia, I'm blown away too, because I remember when I first met you. And I promise you, when we got on this Zoom here, I almost didn't recognize you. Your skin is just looking so different. I mean, you look like a whole different person. I am not lying. So you look good. Keep it up. Thank you for catching the vision so early on. And we're going to keep it going, you guys. So I have one more testimony I want you all to hear, and that is Maria Sangria. Maria, would you please come on and share your testimony? Is Maria on the line?
Okay, can you hear my voice?
I hear your voice. Can you
Okay,
start your video
great.
too?
So I'm having difficulty with my phone and my camera, so I will
Okay, no
remain
problem.
on camera, and I want to say greetings to everyone. And I have been doing the patch now for 12 days, and I noticed after several days that I had these like what I would call either aging spots or moles up and down my 2 arms and legs, and they have disappeared like 90%. I hardly have any left, which like shocked me through the roof. So that's one thing. And another benefit that I got was really mental clarity and the ability to really stay focused without getting distracted and being in many directions. So that's a highlight for me. And I had some gray hairs, and I thought, I'm going to see what happens. They're just about all gone. So those are the main things that I can think of. And I'm going to continue to do the patch. Since it's light therapy, I say that it's really going to where my body needs it internally, and good things are happening internally that I don't even know that I could put my finger on. So that's where I am right now. And thank you.
Wow. You know what? Everybody's body is different, Maria. You just proved that. And we want to let you know that everybody doesn't, his body doesn't respond as quickly as others, but I mean, it will eventually catch up. And we're so glad that you all are having these types of results. I learned something every single day. I've never heard about somebody having some age spots or whatever up and down their arms all about gone. We learn something every day. But listen, we're not through yet. If everybody could just go ahead and mute their line. We got one more powerful testimony we want to bring up, Mr. Brock McConnell. Come on, Brock, and share your video and your unmute yourself. There you go.
All right. Yeah. So I met Miss Felicia at the gym last week, and we just started talking. Told her I was a massage therapist. She told me about this patch, and of course, being in the massage field, I could help a lot of people with this. So she told me about it. I went to the website. I did some research on it. She let me get some. Yeah, I put it on, and I've never had a problem sleeping at all, ever in my whole life. I've never had a problem sleeping. I sleep pretty good, but the sleep that I'm getting with these patches on are different. It's that REM sleep is the sleep that we want. Excuse me. That REM sleep is the sleep that we want, and if I had a Fitbit or a way to track it, I'm pretty sure I'd be going there. For longer than I've probably ever have. I gave some to my neighbor, only gave her 3. She said she had the best sleep of her life that she's had in a very long time. She didn't have any more. I asked her how she slept. She didn't sleep very good. I have some scars on my back that have not been this light ever since they've been there. So I'm on day 4. It's actually about time for me to put on a patch. Knee pain. I had ACL meniscus surgery. When I put this patch on, I don't feel the pressure. I don't feel, something's going on. So I feel like I just need to wear it some more. This is something that you do not have anything to lose from. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Your stem cells do not keep reproducing. They do go away. So, yeah, I got to keep going. And it's almost too good to be true. So if you got some, if you sign up, share it with your family. I don't know. We'll see. The testimonies keep coming. So let's do it. Let's get this thing.
Wow, Brock, that is amazing. And you know, one thing that you talked about, you know, our stem cells, they go dormant. And so that's what the purpose of this patch is. I want you to know that everybody's body is different. Everybody, you know, one thing about it, you for every decade, I mean, every year, every 10 years, every decade that you're alive, say you're 50 years old, that's 5 decades. You want to wear this patch for a month for every decade, because it's going to take time. You know, like when you said the lady didn't wear the patch after the 3rd day and she stopped sleeping as well. And that's because you have to continue to wear it. You got to get it in, you know, you got to get your system going. It's going to take a while to replace and reactivate all those dormant stem cells. And so you've heard everybody talked about how wonderful they feel. Everybody I saw was smiling from left to right. And so it's really, really exciting what we have our hands on. And I know you're also wondering now, well, how can I get a hold of some of those patches? Well, it's very simple. You know, everybody who invited you, the people that invited you, I just muted myself, get a free website. And with that website, people can literally, they can become a customer. And let me give you an example of how it's priced. If you got a 30-day supply as a customer, it will cost $150. I see that my internet is unstable, so I'm gonna have to repeat myself. If you went on the website and got 1 sleeve, which is 30-day supply, comes in this beautiful packaging. If you come in as a customer, you will pay $150. But I like to get stuff at wholesale. I like to save money. You know, I'm an interior designer. I'm a business owner. I try not to ever pay retail for anything. So I just wanted to get the distributor pricing anyway. Get the distributor prices, save you some money. The same 30-day sleeve, instead of paying $150, you pay $125. And the only reason you're paying $125 is because you're paying $25 for a starter kit, because a distributor has brochures and things like that that they give you. However, if you do the silver package, which is $300, you get 3 sleeves. Now you're only paying about $100 for each 30-day supply. If you definitely need 2 sleeves, because your spouse is going to want to use these as well. And then maybe another person in your family or somebody that you want, you know, you heard everybody saying they let someone try the patches, they sample them out. So the 30-day supply times 3 is $300. But if you say, well, you know, I really, really want to make this an effort to spread the word. I want to be an ambassador. I want to be a brand partner. I caught the vision. That's why you're on the call right now, because we're looking for people who want to help us spread the word and who really care about their family and loved ones and want to have enough to share with them. So that's why you would consider something like the gold package. See, the gold package is $500. You get another half a sleeve free, but now you're still paying the same amount. That's the position you want. If you want to, we get promoted every time we refer this to 4 people, the company promotes us, and there are other benefits once you get promoted after referring 4 people. And then you got the platinum and the diamond packages. Let me tell you the difference between those 2 and all the other packages. Those 2 packages allow you to get the price now down to $84 a sleeve. So now you're saving even more money. The reason my husband and I decided to get the diamond package is because literally we just were blown. I tell you, we were just blown away. Could not believe anything we believed it, but it was amazing us. And it really touched us to the extent that we said, we've got to share this with everybody we know. Now, we know a lot of people, but we made a list of 25 couples to get started, 25 couples and 25 individuals. And we decided we wanted to give everybody 5 patches. Well, when you multiply 275, it's going to be for 25 couples, that's 250 patches. And then another 125 for those other 25 individuals, 25 times 5, is 125. So it's 375 patches. Excuse me. And when you divide that out, it comes to 12 and a half sleeves. The diamond package allows you to go for another 90 days without even having to place any more orders. See, because you see this part right here that says distributor monthly auto ship, that's just a way you're going to create residual income. In other words, I'm going to share you with, remember, I'm going to share something with you in a few minutes that's going to blow you away, but that's going to take us back to the auto ship so you can understand why that's significant. Just give us your personal information, your date of birth, stuff like that, address, phone number, get a free website, all of that, and we'll get you in the system, okay? But here's just a visual of what I just said. And this is what I really want to highlight about the platinum and the diamond package. If you do decide you want to get that package, yes, you're getting $1,900 or 19 sleeves worth of these patches for $1,600. So you're saving money. You're getting to $84 a sleeve, or you can say 3 free sleeves. Normally, if you share this with somebody and they said they want a diamond package, for example, Felicia, when she said, let me try a 30-day supply from Juanita, but she quickly realized that she needed a whole diamond package. By doing the diamond package, the company pays out another $500. I mean, not another $500, but another $300 for a total of $500. So with Juanita being a diamond herself, the company paid her $300. So if Juanita was not a diamond, the company would only pay her $200, and the difference will roll up to the person above Juanita. So the money doesn't go away, it just goes to the next person up. But guess what? This week, we have a promotion. You got to catch this. The company is offering a promotion. Some of you on this call know plenty of people that are going to catch the vision, who are going to need this product right away. If somebody decides to get a gold package, instead of you making $100, you're going to make $200. If somebody wants a diamond package and you are a diamond, you don't make $500, you make $800. So this is your chance to, like, you make your money really, really fast. I mean, it's a lot of fun, y'all. We're having so much fun. Trust me, ask anybody on this call, this is fun. But don't forget about the promotion. It ends Sunday at midnight. Now, I just want to talk about this slide real quick, and then I'm going to get into why you want to be on the auto ship, okay? What's important in your life? Family? Well, for me, my family is very important. It's right up there at the top of everything. You know, without family, there's nothing, in my opinion. You know, we have 2 little grandsons. One is 2, one will be 3 on Saturday, and one is 9 months old. We love these little boys so much. You know, and, you know, just to be around and to be able to, you know, be able to around to enjoy time with your family. I think it was Flint talking about wanting his mother to be around. I mean, there's life to live, you guys. Time, freedom. I like to be able to do things when I want to do it, how I want to do it, not somebody telling me when I got to be back home or what, you know, if I go travel. I love to travel and see the world. But guess what? Everything that you see on this page, less debt, better health, all of these cost money. And so that's what we're about to talk about right now is money. Because remember those packages I told you about? That's the first way that you would be compensated by our company if you decide to be a brand ambassador. Keep in mind, you don't have to share this with a soul in order to take advantage with this distributor pricing, because we want you to save money first and foremost. We want you to be able to get as much product as you can first and foremost. So the packaging that's distributor pricing is going to allow you to accomplish those 2 things. So that's first of all. But I want you to put your business hat on now, right? Because I want you to know that the potential of the stem cell industry is exploding, you all. It is right now at a $200 million industry, about to explode, they say, within the next 3 to 5 years to $300 billion. Why? Remember, I told you our company is now in over 75 countries. Why is that? Because stem cell technology is the next big thing. It is huge. People don't want to be in the situations they're in. I mean, I hope you heard those testimonies. Each one of those could have, I bet, wow, at the end of those testimonies. So people are realizing the importance of healthy stem cells, and we're about to explode, and LifeWave is at the forefront because people don't want to pay $23,000 like it was Marjorie or Felicia, one of those 2 said that I think it was Marjorie, I can't remember, Felicia, who said that she was going to spend $23,000 on stem cell injection. That's how desperate she was until she heard about the stem cell patch, okay? So this is why people are turning to stem cell injections. Now, here's the part that I want you to understand why it's so important that you get this, you know, if you're wanting to earn money, you don't want to just earn it one time. You want to earn money over and over and over. Watch this. I'm gonna try to make this as clear as I can. Let's say this is you. You share this with 4 people. Let's say one is Flint, one is Brock, one is Maria, one is Felicia. And this is you right here. You referred these 4 people, 2 on your left, 2 on your right. Now you're what we call manager. Remember, I told you this, your first promotion in the company. You want to be a manager for several reasons. But here's what happens. Let's say this is you and this is the person that you enroll. Then every single person that comes in after you, let's say you came, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say this is Felicia. You entered the system under Felicia. And Felicia goes and enrolls another person. That person has to fall under you if they fall on her left side. If they fall on her right side, they're going to fall under this person. But this goes on and on. Guess what? There are people above Felicia that are enrolling people. They have to fall under you. The people above that person have to fall under you. But guess what? It doesn't do any good for them to fall under you if you're not earning money. Do you realize there are people on this call that literally have hundreds and hundreds of people that have fallen under them in what we call the binary compensation plan? Do you realize that you get residual income every single month, every time those people place an order? And I think most of them are going to stay on their orders because number one, if they earn money, they're not going to give that money if they want to continue earning the money. So that's why they stay on the auto ship. It's a very small amount. You can place an order for just 1 sleeve and still be what you call active. And I know you want to stay on the order. So make sure you set up the auto ship. We recommend 2 sleeves so that you can have 1 for yourself and 1 to share. That's how you spread the word, and that's how you make money, is sharing. But keep in mind, you want to be on auto ship so you can collect all that money that's falling under you. All right. We can earn up to $25,000 a week in this binary. How do you think we make that kind of money? We don't make it because we know thousands and thousands of people ourselves. We earn this money because thousands and thousands of people are beginning to fall under us. I hope you caught that because this is huge, all right? Now, the part I also like about this compensation plan, and is very, very lucrative, is the matching bonus. It's the unlimited income potential component, meaning there's no limit on how many people you can share this with. You can share this with 10 people. You can share this with 100 people or 500 people, doesn't matter. Every time that person earns money in this binary, you get 25% of what they earn. If they earned $1,000, you make $250. If they earn 500, you make 1,200. Let's see, 500. You'll make 125. So that person, let's say you enroll 10 people. Those 10 people, let's say they enroll 10 people. There's 100 people on your second level. Whatever they make in the binary, you're getting 20% of those 100 people. Those 100 people may enroll 5 people. There's 500 people on your third level. Whatever they earn in the binary, you're getting 20%. Trust me, the money is huge. And we're talking about, I mean, to infinity with this matching bonus. Now, you may, want to get some of these envelopes. I mean, this is a beautiful little way to present the patches when you give it to people because it has the instructions on it. And you just put them in this envelope. We can show you how to get those. And then we have a training system that's very, very simple, very, very simple. All we really do is go around patching people, putting a patch on people like little kids, and we watch and see what the results are. Everything you need to know about doing this as a business is on Bill 331. Everything you need to know about the patch itself is on startx39.com. And so that's all it is to it. So I want to encourage you to get back with whoever invited you to this call. They can make sure that you get more clarity if you need it. They can get you on the phone with one of us who have been around for a little bit longer, who may make it clear to you what we're talking about. But I also want you to know that We do have a big convention next week in Tampa, Florida called the This Is It Convention. There are still tickets. Today is the last day to get the ticket at the early bird price, which is $150. That includes lunch and dinner on that Saturday. But this is going to be huge, you guys. David Schmidt, the inventor, is going to be there. He's going to be announcing. You think the X39 is something. He's going to be announcing something that is going to blow our socks off. That's what they tell us. And so if you have not gotten a ticket there, I do have 2 tickets that I'm holding. If somebody needs that for 150, because it will go up tomorrow to 199. But with that, we're going to end this call. And we want to thank you so much for your time. Once again, this call is recorded, and we're going to make sure we can get that to you if you need to see it again. So have a wonderful evening. Again, my name is Verdita Muck. I'm a presidential director in LifeWave. Enjoy talking with you all this evening. Have a good one.